service part of the case where the U.S. government has made things very difficult for us. They were given a copy of our action many months ago, and they have thus far refused to appear in the record. In addition, their soon-to-be lawyer has announced to me that the U.S. government will ask for our case to be dismissed on the grounds of immunity. Now, obviously, this is no surprise to us, and we feel that the current law, the State Immunity Act, does not apply because this case is about physical injuries that occurred on Canadian soil, which means that there is no immunity. Instead, the U.S. government has told me that they are not going to be arguing immunity under today's law, but the law of immunity at the time of Dr. Cameron's actions in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, where they say that foreign governments had complete and full immunity without exception. This is a novel claim. This is a novel claim by the U.S. government, and obviously we don't agree. It is our intention to fight them through the courts. This fight will not be simple, but we are determined, and rest assured that we will press on.
Yay!
I sympathize with all of you that have felt the awful effects of Dr. Cameron's inhumane experiments. But having not lived it, I can't ever fully understand your pain. I can read about it, and I have. I can listen to your stories, and I have. So it is important that we make sure that this government understands your pain, and to let everyone on Parliament Hill understand the suffering that all of you have endured and continue to suffer today, which were caused by a man that abused his position of authority. An authority that this man was given because good people either encouraged him or at the very least failed to stop him. Now I know that the people sitting in the House of Commons are not the same people that financed Dr. Cameron over half a century ago. I get that. In fact, many of our politicians likely have never heard of Dr. Cameron, much less his victims. Well, that ends today. Everyone needs to hear your voices, and everyone needs to know your stories.
Yes.
And the message that I want to bring to our government is this: it is never too late to say sorry. And I don't mean paying a few dollars of nuisance money to those few people that were lucky enough to get it, or a petty sum for what they call humanitarian aid, like that was done in the past, to just swipe all of this under the rug.
Shame.
What I want to see is a sincere apology. The type where someone looks you in the eyes, feels your pain, if only for a fleeting moment, and with true empathy says, "I'm sorry that this happened to you."
Yay!
Maybe we can achieve this through rallies like this. Maybe we can achieve it through legal action. Maybe we can achieve it through other means, and maybe not at all. But one thing is sure, we are all here fighting for it, and we are not going to stop until someone up on Parliament Hill says the words, "I'm sorry." And that, to me, would be justice. I know this won't put an end to the nightmares that so many of you have told me happen every single night. I know that for a lot of you, this won't bring back your mother or your father, who were forever changed after the time they spent at Ravenscrag. I know that for everyone here, the damage is permanent. But I also know that for many of you, you have endured it in silence. Well, take pride in the fact that you have done something about it. You will not be silent anymore.
Yeah!
And I am proud that you've allowed me to act as one of your many strong and united voices. Thank you.
Yeah!